Welcome to The Pause is Silent. It's easier than you think. And I have been called to do a podcast for probably over a year now. But I was going to call it Pause and Joy, easier said than done. And I didn't want to put, and we all say that, right? Oh, well, it's easier said than done. And that is in this message, this podcast, because I'm not saying that things are easy, but they're definitely easier than you think once you start getting into the doing and the action and stop to overthink and overanalyze. And I didn't want to put out easier said than done, because then that's like, oh yeah, easier said than done. I wanted to give you something that you, when you're in those moments of overwhelm, or you want to make something happen, and you just have a phrase that you can go to that is, it's easier than you think. And that's going to be the heartbeat of this podcast. Through students' stories, for people that I know that have traversed adversity like you wouldn't believe, but they don't go around telling everyone. And there's many reasons for that. People want to, when they've been through the grinder, they sometimes need a little bit of distance, which is time, to be able to even absorb what just happened. Some people want to put it behind them and they don't want to discuss it, go there, because that's in the past. And it still has a little bit of pain for them. But what people had been saying to me was that they wanted to hear more stories of, but how did you do that? You know, people tell stories of how they let it go, or, oh, look, I'm on the other side. Look at me, I'm on the other side. But they don't really tell the dark night of the soul or the pain that they needed to go to get to the other side. Because it's embarrassing. It's shameful sometimes for some people, they think. But people who have really done healing work, they know that that's also part of the overcoming. And it's also part of the juice of the story. To be able to say to their children, their friends, listen, I could do this, you can do this. And this is what helped me. And I want you to come away from this podcast of Pause is Silent. It's easier than you think. Feeling, yeah, I can get through this too. I need to drop out of my head and into my body, whether that's into my gut, whether that's into my heart. You know, we always talk about being more heart-centered, but we don't talk about all the other centers and vortexes of the body that sometimes you need to drop into your throat chakra and say what you need to say, because you've allowed things to go on and on and on because you've remained silent. So we want to give you tools from real life people just like you, people that have moved through things, and people who are a little less cavalier about their practice. Less cavalier with their connection. They're not serious, because then that, I'm pausing joy, not pausing, oh, this is hard work, right? It's pause, enjoy for a reason, because we want to enjoy our process, right? We want to enjoy the work. So this is what it's really all about. Rather than giving you tidbits, tricks, sound bites, I wanted to bring you just people sharing And I hope you walk away with something that's uplifting, funny, insightful, real. And who knows? You know, these are people who are walking amongst you. They're biochemists, they're lawyers, they're directors, they're writers. They're, most of them aren't healers. The majority of my students are people that want to activate in their life. They just want to be enjoying their experience here as much as they can, but they know to do that because of the way the system is, the way we've created civilization. We're going to need some really big tools in the tool belt. So without further ado,